Good snowy Monday morning, SAC fans, and welcome to the latest installment of the SAC Daily Dose. I'm Christian Stryker, and here's your Daily Dose for Monday, December 10th, 2018. Well, we hope everyone across the Southeast has been able to stay safe and warm over the weekend as Winter Storm Diego brought some early winter weather to the area, as we don't normally see this early in December, but we've got quite a bit of snow, ice, and now slush around here, so hope everybody has stayed safe. Because of the weather, it's been a relatively quiet weekend, but here are a few stories I'd like to share with you on today's Daily Dose. First up, last week, the American Football Coaches Association announced its 2018 All-Americans, and there were 3 SAC football players who received the honor this year. Mars Hill wide receiver Craig Rucker, Limestone defensive back Joshua Simmons were both named to the first team, while Wingate defensive end Cardell Rawlings was named to the second team. Rucker is a junior from Orlando, Florida. He finished the season ranked first in the conference in touchdowns, receiving yards, all-purpose yards, receiving yards per game, and receptions. He was ranked in the top 5 of the NCAA Division II in receiving yards per game. He was number 1 in that category. He was number 4 in receiving yards overall. He was number 5 in receptions per game and number 5 in receiving touchdowns nationally. For his efforts, he was awarded the SAC AstroTurf Football Offensive Player of the Week twice during the season, and he was named the 2018 SAC Offensive Player of the Year. Rawlings was a force on the defensive line this season. The senior from Smithfield, North Carolina, racked up 75 total tackles, including 20 tackles for loss and a conference-leading 14.5 sacks. He forced 3 fumbles, had 2 fumble recoveries, and broke up 2 passes during the season as well. He is ranked 3rd in Division II in sacks per game, averaging 1.32 per contest, and he ranked number 6 in tackles for loss per game, averaging 1.8 tackle for loss per game. He was named AstroTurf Defensive Player of the Week. He was the 2018 SAC Defensive Player of the Year, was named the D2 CCA Defensive Player of the Year for Super Region 2 for his efforts as well. And then finally, Josh Simmons, a D2 CCA All-Super Region 2 selection and an All-SAC second-team pick. He led the SAC with 67 total tackles and was 5th in the league in 93 total tackles. He also had 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and 8 pass breakups during the 2018 season. So all 3 of these guys, fantastic student athletes, and had great years on the football field. So congratulations to Craig, Josh, and Cardell. Hopefully they will get some more postseason recognitions as we get more of those All-American awards and things coming in here at the end. Next up in men's lacrosse news, Lenore Ryan head coach Greg Paradine was named the USILA Division II Men's Lacrosse National Coach of the Year last week at the USILA Coaches Convention. Paradine led the men's lacrosse team at Lenore Ryan that has been in existence for only 8 years to its best season yet, going 17-3 overall. They were undefeated, 8-0 in the SAC, and in the second game of the season, LR set the groundwork for its special season as they knocked off number 1 at the time, Limestone, 17-13. It was a season of unprecedented success as the Bears accomplished 2 feats in 2018. They won their first SAC regular season SAC championship and earned the right to host the national semifinals. Under Paradine's watch, the Bears went 9-2 at home, 6-1 on the road, and 2-0 at neutral site contests. They also had 1 player selected as Scholar Athlete of the Year. They had 3 players receive invites to the USILA All-Star Game and a quartet of Bears that were NCAA All-Americans last year. They also had 2 seniors that signed with Major League Lacrosse organizations. So congratulations to Coach Paradine and to the Bears. That's a fantastic accomplishment, being named National Division II Coach of the Year, especially for only being around 8 years when you compare it to some of the other lacrosse teams across the country. So very great honor. And finally, we did have a few games that were played over the weekend. Most notably was the men's basketball matchup between Lincoln Memorial and Queens. This was a rematch of last season's D2 Southeast Region Championship game, also a rematch of the 2018 SAC the SAC tournament game, a rematch of the 2017 SAC tournament championship game, and the region championship game. This is a long-going rivalry and their first matchup of the season. And this time, Queens came out on top. They defeated Lincoln Memorial 90-62. This snapped a 36-game SAC winning streak by Lincoln Memorial and gave the number 21 Royals their second straight win over the Rail Splitters. If you remember, they also won that region championship game last year and went on to the Elite Eight of Division II. So, outstanding game on both sides on Saturday. Obviously, Queens came out on top. We'll see what happens the next time around when they meet up. You never know. It could be a different story. But as always, fun to watch these two teams play. So that brings us to everybody's favorite, the famous sports quote. And today, mine comes from legendary basketball coach John Wooden. Earn the right to be proud and confident. Simple and to the point there, John. Well, that's going to about wrap things up for me here today. Hopefully everybody, as I said earlier, stays warm and safe and dry as we have this lovely winter weather that we're dealing with right now. Make sure you check out the links to the stories that I talked about in the description below. As always, share this video with your friends and family. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, on YouTube. Share this around every social media that you can. And hopefully everybody has a great week. We will see you again on Wednesday. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.